So here, I'll put this first. I uploaded this one yesterday. Right? You can see. We've got Julian's sister coming in with her girlfriends because she can't fight her own battles. You can see, right, how it, right? Because, you know, she likes to trash talk me. Like I said, these people, they don't do nothing to help with Amari. Absolutely nothing. Just remember that, people. They're rolling in the dough because Mummy Dearest got into a car accident 1 year after ShaMay died. So she got bought off. And she came in with a whole bunch of money through car insurance, ICBC, right? And, you know, that's just another means to launder money. Lots of lawyers in that department. And then, you know, so that gives Julian's sister, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars to do what she wants with, you know. So that's why you see her with her fake hair and fake nails and a shit pile of makeup, talking gibberish. Everything that YouTube likes. That's what YouTube likes to promote, as she infringes on a federal trademark name to get clout because she can't fucking create her own content, right? So anyway, you can see here, right? This is new. Normally, it's just sitting at those, you can see, right? Right? But she's been recruiting her hate crew. So, right, you can see. So, right? So anyway, this one here just got taken down. They didn't give me no reason as to why. Right? Any YouTuber knows that's what YouTube likes to do. Okay, it had 11 likes. It had 11 likes, people, because I show legitimate proof. Again, these videos, whether I'm outside, in the kitchen, in the sewing room, War Room 2 or War Room 1, every now and then I will show legitimate documents that are in my possession that belong to me and my family, in relation to me and my family as a whole, to verify the things that I say, right? Because we know how the public union sector likes to twist things and contort and mislead and misdirect, right? I clearly showed yesterday, or whatever it was, 2 days ago, how the healthcare system gave ShaMay morphine for 5 fucking days, injured my grandson as they did it, and then proceeded to blame ShaMay for it, and then try and write it into Amari's files as I'm taking him now, at this time, after ShaMay's been dead, to this doctor, because it's a guaranteed income for these doctors now that Amari's been injured. But instead of putting down that, you know, perhaps his injury came from all that fucking morphine and anything else that those doctors and nurses and technicians did at the time of those 5-day period when ShaMay was going in and out of the hospital, I'm feeling labor, go home. I'm feeling labor, go home. I'm feeling labor. Oh, okay. We'll just drag it out to the last fucking minute. 5 days later, Amari's finally born, showing signs of brain injury, and they're just sitting up there accusing the mother. And YouTube wants to hide it over me sharpening my sword to get that information out there, people. Of me sharpening my sword to get that information out there. That our hospitals are injuring vulnerable families, medically kidnapping vulnerable people to steal their money. Because if Uncle John had no money, he could be a homeless old man out on the streets right now at Crab Park. I think I put that link in that video that was removed. So you're never going to see that. Because YouTube doesn't want you to see the old people with no money sleeping in tents, as the cops and city bylaws and the politicians are harassing them and trying to force them out of the only little safety net that they have to go where? Nowhere, people, because it's an attack on the general public to sustain the public union sector, pension plans, life insurance policies, dental plans, medical plans, their wages, their fucking holiday pay, and their fucking airplane trips, and their coffee and donuts and anything else that's, you know, a little side perk. As long as those things are paid, they don't care what happens to the general public, because that's what's I've been expressing, and I've been showing the legitimate documentation around that, and YouTube is trying to hide that fact because they're in bed with criminals. They're in bed with criminals, people. And they support stupidity. Okay, so now it's June 15th, 2020, and my videos have been getting flagged. So I am going to name this video, Is It Fraser Health? CIBC, quote unquote, bank. I'm not going to put bank, I'll just put CIBC. Or Taystee Bonnie. We have a choice of 3 people. Basically, Andrew the Dragon, right? A corrupt banking system, right, with their corporate lawyers, or a mentally disturbed human being that likes to attach herself to a federal trademark, right, so she can get clout to build up her channel as she encourages her subscribers to flag my channel. Okay, so we've got 3 choices to choose from. And I'm not going to get too sweat about it, okay, because it's only YouTube, seriously, right? YouTube is YouTube, okay? I used to do park events, people, and got flagged for fucking music. I did events outside of businesses and stuff, or whatever, wherever, in halls. I get flagged for music. So, like, you know, like, as far as I'm concerned, YouTube has been oppressing my channel for years, because if they would have allowed me to continue to promote what I promote with in regards to the foundation and the trademark, blah, 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 I think there would have been a whole different freaking tune around this channel. But they had to oppress, because they're a government, maybe they're not a government agency per se, like a government, but they're in bed. They're being contracted out by the government, okay, because they're way too oppressive. And they censor way too much. They're way too ambiguous, right? And, you know, they shadow ban, and they just fuck with you. They allow stupidity to flourish on YouTube. Go into my videos, right? You know, if you're talking about ducks in just something stupid, just anything stupid, you get 2 million views, right? And you get, you know, advertisement, and as long as you're acting stupid, talking about stupid things, being a glutton, you know, overeating, you know, stuffing your face, just doing stupid shit, right? Then you'll get lots of play, right? YouTube promotes that shit. But when you come in and you talk about real shit, and you show like the proof behind that real shit, right? You know, you call out the fucking shit. No, they don't. They side with the corporations. So anyway, I don't want to drag this video out too long. I'm not really too sure what I want to say or do here. Now, I'm going to put this up here because I'm wondering where this came in from. Because, of course, YouTube doesn't give you an exact reason as to why they removed your video. They're very ambiguous, so you don't know. You really don't know. Okay, now they removed 2 videos, right? But I had already deleted one because there was an issue with, I got kicked off the internet. I did a live stream the other night, right? The cold white one. And then somehow, some way, my modem people, I have cable modem, right? I don't use Wi-Fi. They shut off my modem from an outside source because I had to call up Shaw and say, what the hell? And then as soon as I was on the phone saying, what the hell, they turned it back on, okay? And then I went off to go do another live, but I was having a problem with that one, so I just exited out of it, right? And then I started another one, and then I deleted that one that was in the middle. Well, for some reason, somehow, that one that was in the middle, apparently it got flagged. Apparently. Okay? As I was doing my live. And that's why I was having problems with it. But I ended up just canceling out of that one and starting a new one. And then I deleted that one. Well, at least I thought I deleted it. But apparently it had been flagged and been removed by YouTube. And it's only 1 minute and 17 seconds. Like, just stupid shit. Okay? So I don't really care about that one because I already deleted that one. Right? And the only reason I came in a second time is because I got kicked out the first time by having my modem actually shut off at the fucking Shaw cable station. It was interjected by cops or something because I was talking about the code white in British Columbia, Canada, how, you know, the healthcare staff out here can use that particular mandate, right? It's not even real legislation. It's just a guideline. It's just mandate within their fucking buildings to manage so-called aggressive freaking patients so they can restrain them and basically do what they want with them, right? As there are like 10,000 people, I have to pull up that article one day, that are illegally detained in the province of British Columbia, Canada, right? That are illegally detained people. I have the article on it, okay? Now that was a few years back. Maybe it's gotten better or maybe it's gotten worse. The point is that people are being illegally detained out here, just like Uncle John was illegally detained, okay? Now, you know, I'm going to continue talking about it until the day I die, people. Because people need to know, right? For the ones that aren't participating in that criminal activity. For the victims, the victims, it's the victims, the up-and-coming victims that need to know what our public union sector is doing to the general population. So I'm going to continue talking about this stuff, and I'm going to continue drawing on my personal experiences, on my family's experiences, whether dead or alive. And if I have documentation to prove what I'm saying, I'm going to post that, right? Because it's under freedom of information. If Fraser Health Authority and their hospital gave me, I'll use this for an example, ShaMay's medical records, those are in my possession. I can do whatever I want with those medical records, people. Let's get that understanding clear. That's why if they don't give you something and they take it out, then you have to get in touch with the Freedom of Information, write them something saying you're requesting that information that was withheld from you within that particular file, wherever it's coming from, right? And then it goes in front of a review guy, right? He reviews it, and then he communicates with whatever organization you're trying to get that information from because it was withheld from you. And they're either going to give it to you or they're not. And if they don't give it to you, then you have to go to court and get it. Or it will be sent to you through the Freedom of Information to fill in that gap that they didn't give to you from the first time, okay? But other than that, you talk to them on the phone. Anything that they give you that you get through, you know, these things, it becomes public. It becomes public, people. You can put it out there because it's already out there. So YouTube has no right to take down anything when it relates to anything official, official. Anything official that I got in regards to, let's just say, ShaMay's medical records, anything in regards that I have in my possession when it relates to Uncle John and his and my affairs, whatever those may be, in relation to, I'm a YouTuber, I come to you with real things, and I'm showing you the backup to what I'm talking about. Well, obviously, Fraser Health, CIBC Bank, and Taystee Bonnie don't like me talking about these things because it puts them in a light where they can't fool the public. Right? But, you see, the thing is, YouTube, you know, they don't have best practices. They're too ambiguous. Right? So, you know, it's very easy for someone like Taystee Bonnie, you know, to come in with 10 of her co-workers, right, at the strip club to do a lot of this shit, right, just so that, you know, she can continue to use NuNationsUnity in her little titles to push up her viewership and her, you know, her fan base and her hate club, because that's basically what it is, right? Because she's the victim, right? You know, never mind, it's ShaMay who's dead, and there's a reason for that, people, right? And I'm not going to stop talking about it until I get justice for ShaMay, right? You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at this video that they took down. It was just my last one, right? Sharpen Your Game. Justice for ShaMay. Why? Why did they take it down? It was not, okay? I have the video right here because I converted it over. I could go like this and we could try and figure out together where it got taken down. But if I play the video, this, and this, and then it gets taken down, they're not going to tell me why they took it down. They're just going to say, you reposted it, but you broke it up into sections, right? I can take a section where, like, for example, I'm sharpening a sword. Sharpen your sword. I'm in my sewing room. I'm depressed. Okay, Andre comes in and he goes, what's going on, Nana? And I'm like, well, you know, Nana's like looking at all this paperwork. You know, I just kind of want it quiet today. You know, I got to figure out what I'm doing. Right? You know, and he goes, oh, well, you know, your swords. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah, my sword, you know, and you got to sharpen your game, people. Right? You know, and I just happen to have the swords on my sewing table because Andre and I, we moved them the other day when we were looking for shoelaces. Right? So to give him an example how to build character for himself, to have coping skills, to be able to face life even through hardship, I said, yeah, Andre, you know, Nana's going to take a nightmare, this nightmare, and I'm going to turn it into something better, right? Because I'm going to sharpen my game. I'm going to sharpen my game with the paperwork, people. That's what I'm going to do. Right? Trying to, you know, be positive. Show my grandson that even when you feel defeated, you can still sharpen your game. Right? It's in a figurative sense. Right? I mean, anybody watching that would have known that. Right? So, did YouTube take down my video because I was talking about sharpen my game as I was sharpening my sword? Is that why they took down the video, people? Or was it because I was sitting here eating some meat, right? You know, just following up on the previous video, you know, the no-nonsense video that YouTube likes. As long as you're talking no nonsense, you know, being a puppet to their fucking agenda, right? You know, being a slave to YouTube's agenda. Right? You know, as long as you're being that, they'll let your video slide through. So what? I'm following up with my little bit of meat, you know, saying, this is good. As I'm watching a video, I didn't go out of my way to pick a particular video. I just pulled up a couple of videos and I just put my camera on the, you know, screen, and it just so happened to be showing riots going on in fucking London, right? And then I did that little video with Prince Charles, who didn't look like Prince Charles. Is that why YouTube took down my video? Because somebody didn't like watching me eat fucking, right, food as, riots were going on in London? Is that why they took down my video? Is that what was inappropriate? Even though you can go all over fucking YouTube and find fucking riots all over the place with shit burning down and people being shot and stomped on. You see cops being murdered, cops murdering fucking, human beings, straight up in the open, like fucking, like you don't even have to pay for these things to watch. They're free on YouTube. None of that shit's being taken down. But is that why YouTube took down my video? Because I happened to show a couple of clips. Well, one clip where people were rioting in fucking London. Was that inappropriate within their guidelines? Because they're not telling me. Or was it this, people? Was it this? Because again, they're not telling me. Okay? Was it this? Because if it was this, people, under the Freedom of Information, this is in my possession. I have a legal right to do what I want with it. Okay? It's pertinent in terms of ShaMay went to, right? Is it this stuff?
On this.
Is it this stuff, people? Because here, this is a legitimate document that verifies what I say. When ShaMay went in September 3rd, right? And what? What did they do? They sent her away and they gave her morphine and gravel. Then she went back on the 4th. Sorry. She went back on the 5th. Right? Hold on a minute. Okay, so anyway, she goes back on the 5th. I show that, people. I show her legitimate medical files that were given to me, her mother. These are legitimate, legal fucking documents that if you phone up the Privacy and Information Act, they will tell you that once you get them, they become public. They're public, people. Okay? Anything that they didn't want me to see, I had to write the Privacy and Information Board and try and get it through that way. Some things they gave me, other things they're still withholding from me. Okay? Which means I have to go to court. But anything else, I can do what I want with it, including putting it on fucking YouTube, so that the people that pay attention to my channel can see what the fuck is really going on and feel confident about the things that I talk about, because I am providing them legitimate documentation to verify what I have been saying. And YouTube wants to twist it around and distort it for what? Tasty Bonnie? So that she can get clout going around flagging other people's videos? What? To protect Andrew the Dragon, Fraser Health Authority, as if I'm ever going to get anywhere with Fraser Health Authority? Like, think about it, people. How many years has Uncle John been gone? 5 years, people. Okay? Going into 5 years, he's been gone. Right? But I have documentation around anything that I want to talk about to verify that what I'm talking about is true. And YouTube has no right to take it down just because they don't like what I'm fucking saying. Because CIBC Bank doesn't like the fact that they're being exposed. Because I have the documented proof to show how one teller at a particular fucking bank was used to falsify the fucking internal files so that it kicked out a card so that they could sit there and do what they want without having to go to court and do it the right way. Right? You see, CIBC Bank doesn't want you to know how they do things like that shady. Right? So I've done videos where they've taken it down because I brought out that legitimate documentation when it regards to Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce in British Columbia, Canada, and what they did to Uncle John and exactly how they did it. With one teller. I have the fucking signatures to prove it on different pieces of paper. That's just giving you an example. Is this why they took down this video, people? Because they don't want you to know, right? Fraser Health Authority, they don't want you to know that their fucking staff sent home a pregnant woman that was in contractions 1 to 2 minutes with morphine and gravel, and then did it again. She went in on the 3rd, they sent her home with morphine and gravel, and then they did it again on the 4th, the 5th, right? They did it fucking again on the 5th with morphine and gravel, and then she went back on the 6th, and they gave her more morphine and gravel, and then by the fucking 7th, Amari was finally born with severe brain injury, as they're accusing the mother of drugs when it's their drugs that were in her system, as they kept sending her away. And I have the documentation, the proof to prove that, and YouTube is taking it down? Or were they taking it down because Tasty Bonnie came in with her dancer friends and whoever else that are tailgating on a federal trademark name because they're young and dumb and think that they're empowered because YouTube allows them to do this enough times, right? To take down videos of Relevant as she's getting ready for a shoot to promote you know what, right? Anyway, and gravel a 1/3 of. See? Is this why they took it down? It's in my possession. September. I have a right to use it, people. It becomes public once it's in your possession. That is why, if they don't want it to get out in the public, they don't give it to you. And then you have to write the Freedom of Information to try and get it. And if they still don't give it to you, you have to go to court to get it. Right? But once you get it, you can do what you want with it. Okay? So YouTube has no right to censor my videos. So what did they censor it on? What did they take it down on? The fact that I'm telling Andre he needs to learn how to sharpen his game in a figurative sense, right? So that when times get hard for him as a man, with his family gone, because we know why his family is gone, because they're targeted through the public union sector, which YouTube is obviously in partnership with, somehow, some way, through their, right? I mean, if they're going to kick out my modem right from fucking Shaw Cable, what does that tell you? It's not Wi-Fi. It was done through my modem, people. And then come in and try and flag the next video? Oh, come on. So ShaMay goes in on the 3rd, gets sent away with morphine and gravel. She goes back on the 5th. They send her away again, giving her morphine and gravel. She goes back on the 6th, and they give her penicillin, morphine, and more gravel. And then they give her fucking fentanyl and God knows what else, as they're giving her now in an emergency C-section. So 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, Amari was born on the 7th. How can anybody possibly be surprised that he didn't come out with freaking severe brain damage? But because they had been giving her morphine that whole time, I don't know if she was taking it or not, but anyway, because they were doing all that, and they gave her an epidural and probably fentanyl in there, that was their cue to fucking accuse her of being, doing drugs, and it removed them from being culpable for their medical negligence, people. And this is what YouTube is trying to hide. Right along with Tasty Bonnie, with her fake fucking nails as if she could look after a baby because she's stalking me, right? On YouTube. So I wouldn't be surprised this has something to do with her. Only 3 choices, people. Well, maybe 4. The Dunker Clan and their associates, Fraser Health Authority and their associates, CIBC Bank and their associates, and Julian's sister. Right? Who has no real content unless she harasses me. If you look at her fucking channel, the only things that are getting any real play are about me and my trademark. That's it. She attaches the name NuNationsUnity onto her videos in her fucking titles of the videos, and they're getting all kinds of play. When she comes out with her little video of eating popcorn, no play there, right? That's not going to get her clout. She's clout chasing, right? And she's providing a whole lot of misinformation, right? The only reason I didn't go to ShaMay's, birth, is because Julian was there. Julian was threatening to fucking kill me. Julian threatened to kill ShaMay. Julian threatened to blow up my whole fucking house and smash out all my fucking windows. Why the fuck would I be there, people? No. ShaMay had Julian, because, he had to be there. Then he brought his mother. He brought his sister. And Tisha was there. That's 4 people. I was at home with Andre, looking after Andre. And if ShaMay needed me, she knew where she was. And now that I have her medical files, they don't want the truth to get out there, people. They don't want the fucking truth, right? Amari was injured at the time of his birth through the negligence of Fraser Health Authority. I'm trying to show the way with the documents because I don't expect no justice from a court system that discriminates against minorities, poor minority families. Poor minority families. My family is considered poor and we're considered a minority family. The Supreme Court of Canada is biased against poor minority families. And the public union sector is famous of using tax dollars to attack poor, vulnerable minority families. And that's what I talk about, and YouTube doesn't like it, because I'm not sitting there talking the whole bullshit all the time, people. Fucking bullshit, right? If I was nothing but fucking bullshit, maybe life would be different. But then life would be full of fucking bullshit, and things would just get worse, right? So anyway, now that that's been done, I'm not going to get up on it too much. I'm just going to leave it at that, right? I am going to write YouTube. I'm going to put that as kind of like on the front burner here, right? Because I can see what's coming with Julian's sister. She has no life. She lives in her mother's brand new house basement. Her mother got into a car accident, supposedly, people, a year after ShaMay died. And then came in with all this money, right? How convenient. 1 year after ShaMay died, it's like laundering money through the insurance corporation out here for vehicles, right? So she came in with a big windfall, went off and bought herself a little house, and I guess her daughter now lives in the basement, and I guess her mom gave her fucking $100,000 to go off and buy fake hair and nails and makeup and all this other shit, right? As she, like I said, clout chase by using NuNationsUnity to gain attention to herself as she plays herself to be the victim, but yet not once has these people done anything ever to help with Amari. I'm telling you, nothing. They've done nothing. So they can walk around in their whatever it is that they think that they fucking have, but at the end of the day, not even a fucking lollipop, okay? They've given Amari nothing. They've done nothing for Amari. All they've tried to do is destroy Amari's family, beginning with ShaMay. All right? Money doesn't buy you happiness, that's for sure. So anyway, I'm not going to worry about it, but I am curious to know what YouTube found so defensive, because I have other videos of other things, but you know, if this becomes a trend, then we kind of know where it's coming from, right? In terms of the gang stalking centered around clout chasing.